And welcome to a very special Christmas weekend edition of Fox 5 Sports Final. I'm Tabitha Lipkin. It's special because we are working between eating Christmas cookies and bringing you the best sports highlights. I'm not going to brag on myself that much, but I am a little bit of an investigator. The gates haven't opened. The fans aren't here. Mainly it is workers and media, but I found a fan who snuck in, and it is Moses. He expects to be the first Dodger fan in today. And since he's such a fan, I have a list of questions I'm going to ask him, and if he gets 3 of the 4 of those questions right, I'm going to buy him a Dodger dog. Are you ready?
Sure.
In 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, Nelly!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
So it
straight,
launches
whoa.
3 different times. So there's one.
Barely have my voice. I will tell you guys, I lost a nail when I was gripping it so hard, and I had to wipe away a snot rocket. It was definitely fun. It's one of those things that'll bring the best and worst out of you at the same time.
Excuse me,
What's really cool?
Stop,
Wait
hold on.
a minute. You
Stop.
have to.
Go back. I need to hear
What?
you just said that
What?
like you thought we were going to go
What?
away. You lost a nail. First of all, how did you do that? And you wiped away a what?
A snot rocket. I went upside down and my nose immediately started, and I was like, oh, I'm on camera. So I was trying to and keep going live. It was great. Troy, it was electric here. 77,000 people filed into the Coliseum to watch the Rams beat the Chiefs. It was absolutely insane to see such a high-scoring game. As you said, history made with both teams scoring more than 50 points, and it was the 3rd highest-scoring game in NFL history. Now, I got a chance to talk to Coach McVay about what it meant to be a part of such a historical game, while also talking to Jared Goff about what it meant to be honoring first responders, knowing that his father was one. I know, no one likes to watch another team win the World Series on their field, right? But take a look around. This is the aftermath of what we just witnessed. Boston took it in 5 games, and fans are still here. And right about now is the time that you've been waiting for. The time where this L39 Albatross pulls about 7 Gs. I weigh about 150 pounds, and that is 1,050 pounds of pressure on myself, and I pass out in 3, 2, 1. Haunted houses, mazes, things of that nature always make me uncomfortable. Being the blonde that I am, we always know that I die first. So I get a little, on edge here.
Tabitha, please watch your back at all times.
I'm watching my back. I'm the blonde. I don't want to be the blonde.
I don't want to be the blonde. Thank you, Tabitha.
What I find interesting is that they randomly place people into this game that you're not supposed to shoot. But honestly, if you were in a zombie apocalypse, you would want to get shot immediately because you don't want to live through this.
When the turf meets the surf.
Down in old Del Mar, take a plane, take a train, take a car.
And yes, I did do something different with my hair. Thank you for noticing. And I'm Tabitha Lipkin. We begin with the developing news out of the East County, where one person has been killed in a horrific crash. A man who made headlines after jumping on stage during a Taylor Swift concert here in San Diego 3 years ago has now been arrested in connection with the deadly beating. They kept them in line. They really wanted to get to a lot of topics and do everything that they could. Now, both of these moderators, of course, very experienced in their field. Martha especially, her focus is Veterans Affairs.
We've never seen the power of something like this before.
And it's interesting because it's something that we all use. We've integrated it into our lives. And I like, the fact that at least they're trying to simplify it, right? So we understand what it is and we know how we use it, but they're trying to simplify kind of the meat of it and how it works and why companies are able to scrape data and sell it, or what third-party apps are doing and how they were able to sell data off or not sell it off. Oh, there he is. Reggie's 11-foot python here at the ECOVIVARIUM in Escondido, known as the Living Museum, the place that you can touch and hold and interact with reptiles. It was myself against Chris Boyer and Clint August from 101.5 KGB. Out of the gate, Clint, well, he passes me almost immediately, but I stayed the course and I pass him shortly thereafter, never letting go. You need help speaking like a pirate. I more so speak like a sailor, if you know me. Very different.
Very different, trust me. These guys have it down pat.
What are you going to be able to do, or how are you going to prepare to grab this 8th NASCAR championship and kind of solidify your place in history, if not maybe a 9th and 10th championship as well?
You know, it's such a long year.
It was a star-studded event, Troy. Reggie Bush, Michelle Wie, Andy Roddick, all the big names were here to see Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson battle it out in the marquee matchup of the year. But of course, our hometown boy, Rancho Santa Fe resident Phil Mickelson came out on top and won that $9 million purse. Lurking off our San Diego coast is one of the few places that you can get close enough to touch a great white. It's an adventure I took recently and returned with a new respect for this apex predator. People travel from all over the world to San Diego to cage dive with great whites. Just an incredible experience. You are this far away from an apex predator. It is looking you in the eyes, and it's like you're connecting to nature, and you really understand why all these efforts in ocean conservation are so important, so that we can have experiences like this and we can connect to animals in a way that you would never get to do anywhere else in the world. He was really close to us. He would like come right under the cage and then right by us and then kind of give us a look and then go back and come just back and forth. It was great.
Can you do me a favor? Can you look around and see if you see maybe my future ex-husband here? I need an ex-husband with a lot of money. Maybe to the left a little?
This was my first GORUCK event. Now I ended up doing the light event. The light event, by the way, is 7 to 10 miles. We did about 7 in about 5 hours. It is basically a military endurance training / sport, and people who do it say that they love it. I have 12 hours ahead of me. It is 9 o'clock at night. I am not going to finish until 9 a.m. I will be doing 5 peaks, and I will also be traveling about 20 miles.
It's tough because you want to stop and rest. But if you do, you get really cold. So you have to choose.
So I want to kind of know how it feels for you as everything is starting to wrap up and everything is coming to a close, especially with people wanting to talk to you, interview you. What is this moment like for you?
I now know what Vin Scully told me up in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be great fun to be anonymous. It's so many people, and it's nice that so many people care and want to talk about me and my career. But it's been a bombardment, and I'm at a point where I'm so tired of talking about myself. You know, it's kind of boring, actually. And it just goes on, and the same phrases come out. And I'd like to be fresh and say something that's more unique and interesting and clever. Maybe you can bring it out of me.
I would love to. What do you want to talk about? If you could talk about anything right now, what would you want to talk about?
Maybe what I will miss, what I've enjoyed, and they're the same, aren't they?
We have officially made it to Tahiti. So I just made it to the Maldives. Here for the very first day of Burning Man. Lego City Deep Sea Adventure Submarine Ride aims to teach about conservation. And I'm gonna do something no reporter has ever done. I'm taking you on an exclusive and unique tour of their 350,000 gallon tank. Welcome back. I'm joined now in studio by a pioneer of sorts, Anthony Oceanuga. Now, not only is Anthony a former UC Riverside basketball player, he also owns his own scenic wine touring business, Air Oshi, and he's an aeronautical athlete who travels the world competing in air races and aerobatic competitions. Plus, he's a motivational speaker, and our lower titles cannot fit that all in, so we brought him into studio to talk about everything you've done, Anthony. And you're coming off a first place win. Tell me about that.
Oh my goodness! Oh, look, now she's spinning. Oh, I can't breathe.
She is some kind of adventurous soul.
She
I tell you what,
sure
how
is.
impressive.
He's going to college in Spain. Oh, he got me again. So at least when he competes in the Olympics, I could say I got to spar with Diego. Yes, go VAQUEROS tonight, Friday night football. I'm actually joined by one of the band members. Eric, let's talk about the school spirit that you're bringing to the game tonight.
The school spirit is going to be absolutely amazing. Enough band, pepping up the whole entire crowd.
Coming up, the new sport that Battle Axe SD has brought to San Diego and how you can join the league. What? You told me that they're for birds. I don't believe you. I think that they're for women on their honeymoon. When they're tired, they just can shoot. They can shoot their husband and say, "Not tonight, honey."
Your special guest host, Tabitha Lipkin.
So, for the headlines, the Smithsonian released that oysters can actually get herpes, thus answering the long-held question,
of whether or not they attended SDSU.